Let me get this straight. Dumbass! You have a fully reloaded shotgun, but you chose to use a one-bullet...
I'm sure everyone's going to be posting their reactions to the attempted assassination of Trump earlier today. I wouldn't normally have bothered to add to that sea of noise, but the way I found out about the shooting led me to a pretty interesting observation, particularly just how disconnected the average citizen is and how much their little brains have been turned to mush. I was at an under-12 soccer game this morning watching my mate's daughter play when the mother and grandmother of one of the players standing behind me started gleefully announcing, "Trump's just been shot! Trump's just been shot!" followed by a slightly more sombre, "But he's alive." This was two very well-off Australian females. Now, I don't like Biden, but I wouldn't celebrate his assassination. So I bit my lip, not wanting to be the guy getting all political at a kid's soccer game, but I did start to note down some of the perlers they were coming out with, which included, "Oh, the shooter was killed. Well, that's sad. Biden's not been doing well recently. I'm worried we won't win this election. Hillary didn't win because people won't vote for a female, and Kamala won't get votes either because of the patriarchy." Then one of them said, "What's the score here anyway? Is it 3-1? And so through gritted teeth, I managed to turn and say, "It's 2-2. These boss lady, middle management types can't even keep the score at a kid's football game. Yet they think they've got the answer to all of society's problems. Further, it's these types who I've worked with in the past who should not be given any power. If they're given any position that has the slightest authority attached to it, then they abuse the hell out of it." The drive home was interesting too, listening to the response on the various radio stations. You could feel the disappointment from the hosts as they had to cover the incident and try to sound neutral. They clearly know this will only boost Trump's election campaign. Our Prime Minister referring to it as an incident that he found concerning. How forced does that sound? It's just a wee incident. The sort of thing you say to a kid who's just shat themselves and you want to save their embarrassment. "It's alright, Jimmy, you shat your pants. It's just a wee incident. We've all done it, son. Don't worry about it." If this had happened to Albo, I'd certainly label it as something more significant than an incident. Huge media outlets all trying to use soft language to downplay it. Trump injured in an incident at rally. Secret Service rushes Trump off the stage after he falls at a rally. Different media outlets using the exact same wording. Strange that, innit? Popping noises heard at rally. Just a little popping noise. Infantilised and downplayed. If the Australian media could have gotten away with not reporting on it, then that's what they would have done. Do you remember the congressional baseball shooting in 2017, where a deranged leftist shot at a bunch of Republicans who were practicing for a charity baseball game? A number of big-name politicians were shot and overall 6 people were injured, 2 critically. Most progressives in Australia never even heard of that event. In the days following that shooting, I would test my friends by asking them if they'd heard about the Democrats being shot at as they played baseball. "No, I haven't. That's awful. I bet it was a white supremacist." "Oh, sorry, did I say Democrats? I meant Republicans." And I'd get silence. And then they'd accuse me of making it up, claiming that no such event occurred. Sending them links to articles got no response from them.
Even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible.
I can't recall that getting any mainstream media airtime over here in Australia when it happened. I only knew about it because of 4chan and some alternative media. There's the January 6 debacle and how this was presented in the media. The very suspicious masked participants who led the crowd into the building. All of the Trump supporters on the ground that day who were expressing concerns about the crowd, but of course this didn't get shared by the mainstream media.
there are trying to burn down our capital. And I did not come here for that shit. It ain't Patriots up there anymore. If you go look, they look like Antifa. They don't look like me. They don't look like you guys.
And who could forget the fiery but peaceful protests, where deaths caused by leftist rioters were given as little media coverage as they could get away with. I myself having one of my very first YouTube videos removed for pointing out the hypocrisy.
Just got out of the movies, and for a split second I thought Donald Trump had been assassinated, and I thought to myself, this is the best fucking day of my life. And then he wasn't, so it's the worst day of my life.
Today was like this close to being the best day ever.
So what happens next? The transsexual Antifa crowd have been getting all angry that their guy missed the shot. Might this be the start of the civil war that they've been pushing for so long?